how do we control our thoughts? But more importantly, this day is all about manifesting. If you actually look at your life is 100% your thoughts. It's 100% what you think about everything. What you think about food, what you think about your partner, what you think about your job, what you think about mistakes you've made. It's all your perception of this experience. Why do we have thoughts in the first place? People are always telling us how to get rid of negative thoughts, what to do with the thoughts, how to quiet the thoughts, quiet your mind, quiet the thoughts. But why do we have them in the first place? We have thoughts only so that the energy of this experience can be perceived. If we don't think about anything, if we have no thought that would ever cross our mind, it would be a blank slate and it would be such a boring experience. Because if you had no thoughts at all, like none, you don't perceive anything, you don't think anything, then you would not be having an experience. So thoughts aren't the enemy. What's the enemy is attaching to a thought that is not you. So attaching to a thought that is not you is the problem with thoughts altogether. Okay? We want to think. That's like, it's our perception. We want it. We want to think. But what we don't want to do is cling to the things that's not us. So let's break it down. Let's break down what thoughts are ours and what thoughts that are not. And we're going to keep it really simple. The thoughts that are yours, that comes from your true self, from your higher being, from your original source of energy, the thoughts that are yours are only comforting. They are only love. They are only believing in you. They are only confidence. They are only making you smile. Okay? So anytime you have a thought that is on a high frequency, you have low frequencies and you have high frequencies. High frequencies are love, oneness, gratitude, right? Low frequencies are doubt, worry, complaining, fear, okay? And so whenever you're having those thoughts that are very low, first acknowledge that's not me. That can't be me because I'm part of source energy. There is no way a part of source energy that created this entire experience would think so low of its own creation. Are you guys with me? There is no way possible something that created all of these marvelous things would think so low of its own creation. So whenever you're having a low thought, I'm not good enough, I don't make enough money, I'm not worthy, I'm unattractive. Do you think source made something unattractive? Right? So anytime you having those negative thoughts, you can immediately say to self, the real self, the self who is within, you can immediately say to self, that's not me. Do not get into an argument with the mind. Don't start fighting with the thoughts. Just acknowledge the awareness that you are the one aware of the thoughts. And you can immediately say, that's not me. That's a low frequency thought. And Creator, who created me, would never think so low of something it created. That's all the proof you need that that thought didn't come from you. So what are thoughts? Let's rewind a little bit. Thoughts are energy sources that are just zooming from frequency to frequency. Okay? They're not as personal as we take them. Everyone on this planet have had 85 to 95% of the same thoughts. Everyone on this planet have had the thoughts, I'm hungry, I'm horny, she's pretty, he's this, right? We all have the same thoughts because we are all in the physical experience. So thoughts are like, imagine them being little energy like a shooting star. Imagine thoughts being like a shooting star. Hi, Bendy love. Hi, Bendy. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Natalie. Imagine thoughts being like a shooting star, And so they are just zooming throughout the galaxies. The galaxies are our minds, okay? They are not personal. And what thoughts actually are doing, because they are energy, you know how they are energy? We gave them the energy. Because when we think something and we attach to it, we think it's us, and we make those emotions come up. So we have a thought about something feeling bad, and then we start feeling bad. We have a thought about something we did horrible 10 years ago, and then we start feeling guilty. So because you gave emotion, you activated the thoughts. You gave it the energy. But thoughts they're kind of like these sneaky little rockets that's waiting for something to cling on to. That's why you have like 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. They don't mean anything. They don't mean anything. They're bouncing in your mind and my mind and his mind and her mind. We've all had a thought, I don't have enough money. We all had a thought, I'm unhappy right now. We all had a thought, I have a headache. I'm depressed. I'm lonely. I feel unworthy. We all have these thoughts, and they just bounce. They just bouncing around into the frequencies because they hold energy. We gave them the energy. Us, humans, we gave thoughts the energy that they have. We gave it to it because we react. A thought pop in our mind and we react. Oh, I am a shitty person. Right? A thought pop in our mind, I'm hungry, and we react. Oh, maybe I am hungry. But are you hungry? Maybe you're thirsty. Did your body tell you were hungry? We have to take our power back. We have to take our power back from letting the thoughts run on autopilot. So as I said, as we were starting to talk, initially how to take the power back is just to recognize anything that's not a high frequency. It's not me. That thought did not come from me. No, it doesn't matter where it came from. It didn't come from me. It might have bounced off of my mother. It might have bounced off of my neighbor. It could bounce from anywhere. There's billions of us on this planet having the same thoughts. But if it's not a high frequency thought, it didn't come from you. There's no reason for self to self-sabotage. Who loves self more than self? No one. No one. No one loves you more than your heart that is beating nonstop without a break. Your heart can't take 5 minutes off and go take a nap. Your heart cannot chill like some of the other organs and be like, oh, thank God she's not eating right now. I could just stop beating. No one loves self more than self. It is absolutely infatuated with your well-being. So if you hear something negative in your mind, don't need to question it. It's not you. It's not self. It's not your higher self. Your higher self think you're the best thing walking on this planet. And no one's going to ever tell it anything different because it doesn't know anything different. Sunni Hart doesn't know Chris Hart. It can meet Chris Hart. It can meet Natalie Hart. It can meet Bendy Hart and says, oh, she's a good person. But it will never be able to perceive what it would feel like to be that self. Okay? It only knows this self. It only knows this energy. And it loves this energy. It loved this energy before I came to this planet. So if I hear something negative, immediately, oh, that's not me. And if I attach to it, I know the ego did that. This is how you start separating you, the illusion, the ego. If it attached to the thought and it's not a good thought, the ego attached. Now the ego wants attention. Now the ego want to be seen. Now the ego is bored, so it wants something to do. So it attached to a negative thought so it can sit there and think about all the negative crap we've ever done in our life because the ego gets bored. The ego gets bored. It's all energy. If energy sits still, nothing is happening. So everything needs to move, and that's why you have so many thoughts, because they have to move. You can't sit there blank. You can in a meditative state which is why we meditate, because we finally want to shut it up, right? But instead of shutting it up, stop identifying with it, and it'll shut up on its own. It will starve your thoughts. Stop feeding it. Stop feeding it with emotion. Stop feeding it with emotion. Starve it. Natalie says she never thought about it that way, that Source would not create that way. Of course not. You think Source will look at a flower that it created and say, I wish you were more purple. I wish I had created you more pink. I wish you didn't use up all the dirt in the earth to grow. I wish I didn't have to give you rain in order for you to grow. Of course not. Source created a flower. It's perfect as it is. It's perfect as it is. It never needs to justify why it takes up as much soil or water or whatever. And so Source is feeding you as well. It's making sure that you are watered. But you dehydrate yourself. We dehydrate ourselves, not you dehydrate yourself. We. I'm part of the illusion too. I get sucked up in life too. And Lovely just drag me right on out of there every time. Come on, Sunni. God damn it, girl. Didn't I just get you out of here a few weeks ago? But yes, we dehydrate ourselves. Life is always providing the water. You should never be thirsty. You are fully fed. You are fully capable of any and every experience you want to have on this planet. And so when you attach to the thoughts, you forget who you are. This is your freedom and to starting to live life from a totally different perspective. Thoughts hold frequencies. Okay? So thoughts hold frequencies. So once you give it your attention, a thought that's not yours or a negative thought or whatever. No, don't take me to the rabbit hole, please. Don't take me down there, Jacqueline. Lovely and I, we will go off. We will be down, all the way down the rabbit hole. Someone have to come dig us out. So thoughts hold frequencies, right? They hold them. Let's get an example of a thought. I don't have enough money, right? Now, I first get the thought. I'm in the store. I'm looking at things that's expensive. I first get the thought, I don't have enough money. That's not your higher self. You are abundance, right? There's always enough. There's always enough. So as soon as you get that thought, I don't have enough money, now you feel an emotion. Now you feel an emotion. You feel down. You feel like, why am I almost 40 years old and don't have enough money to buy the things I want to buy at the store? Why do I work at this job? Why didn't I finish college? Why did I get married so young and let him chase his career? And now that one thought of I don't have enough money, you found an emotion to align with it. It's all law of attraction, right? Even your thoughts. So you just found an emotion to align with that low frequency thought. And then you went down that way of I don't have enough. Now I don't have enough turns into I'm not enough. Isn't that amazing that you would see something in the store and say, a thought cross your mind, I don't have enough money. And then you found an emotion that brings you down to not enough. You'll bring your whole self down to I'm not enough. And then you'll leave that store with an attitude like, what am I doing wrong in life? Why am I not where I should be? Why am I not succeeding? Why am I procrastinating? Why am I not this? Why I'm not famous yet, or this or that, right? Because you've attached to that thought. But this is the secret with thoughts. That thought that popped in your mind, I don't have enough, that wasn't the first time that thought popped in your mind. And so it already knew that it could get an emotion out of you. It already knew it can get an emotion out of you. It popped in your mind before. It upset you like that before. It did it before. Now, why would thoughts do that? Why would that happen? It's not personal. It just wants to live. Everything on this planet wants to live. Everything on this planet wants to live. Your dog want to live. A roach want to live. Some ants want to live. Birds want to live. Plants want to live, right? Thoughts want to live. Your heart want to live. Your liver want to live, right? The germs in your mouth wants to live, okay? Everything on this planet, the source that is creating it all wants to live. So thoughts just want to live. And so because you gave it energy, you keep it alive. And so what will happen next week? That thought will pop back into your mind. So how do you get your power back? Because that's insanity. That's actually insane to have 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day that aren't even you. That's like, how am I supposed to live life then, Sunni? This is the easiest way, my love. Stop identifying with it. When it pop in your mind, say, that's a low frequency thought, not me. Boom, move on. So once you do that a certain amount of times, all low frequency thoughts will have no place in your mind. They're not getting any energy, so they're starving. Starve the thoughts. Starve them. Don't give them a breadcrumb. Don't give them an emotion. It's not you. It's not your higher self. Let it starve.